So I'm shooting this video from the adjacent campsite because my generator's over there freaking charging that dead battery that I had today. So today was quite an adventure. It's technically the second day we've been riding the Mojave Road. So yesterday what we did is we rode the Mojave Road from this campground to the highway, and then that was it. Okay, that was about 3-4 miles or something, probably like 8 miles there and back, and it was really easy riding. It's all kind of graded road and stuff. Okay, and then so today we set out to ride Afton Canyon. Okay, is what we did, and it was a lot more fun than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be really easy. We're just going to blow right through it and then come back, but I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of things to explore out there, is what I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure I didn't find everything either. So, but it's beautiful riding through the canyon, and it was fun. I liked it. Yeah, so it was about 8 miles. The canyon's about 8 miles long from where the campground was, and we rode a little bit more than that. So HadesOmega kind of messed up. By the time we got to the end of the canyon, I decided, hey, yeah, let's go ride around here for a little bit, and I wound up riding like an extra mile or so in like loose, sandy roads. Okay, and so what I've learned about this bike on sandy roads is, like, it'll do it, man, but like it eats up a lot of power. It just struggles to paddle through the sand. Maybe the tires are too grippy. That could be it, you know. But the tires hook up really good in the sand. You know, I would think that with that massive amount of torque, you know, it would be no problem. Okay, so what happened was, on the way back we ran out of power. No, I know. And then HadesOmega kept on like going to these little other places, like these hill climbs, so we can get a good pictures and stuff. Dude, there's plenty of places to take great pictures in the canyon, that's for sure. But I had a lot of fun. I ran out of power about 1/8 of a mile back to camp. Okay, it just kind of fizzles out. So, and I pushed it. I must have pushed it about 500 feet or so, maybe a little more, and I pushed it to the water crossing. Okay, so there were 2 major water crossings today. There was a lot of water crossings. Depending on the time of year, there could be a lot of water, because the Mojave Road, it just parallels the Mojave River. That's what it does. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't want to do it. I rode through the railroad track yesterday, and then but then I was like, okay, you know what? I'll do it. So what I did was I waded through the water crossing this morning before, you know, the real performance. Okay, and I found out it's only like ankle deep. Okay, well, it's ankle deep mostly. Okay, so I was like, oh yeah, we'll be fine. The bike did get pretty wet, but it was no problem. As long as we just, like I said, as long as we kept on going and didn't stop, it was fine. Okay, and the bike got really wet. What I found out is this is why I didn't want to ride this bike through the water crossing. When the controller gets wet on this bike, it has like a open throttle thing, okay, and then you can't make the bike stop until you hit the regen, okay, and then it doesn't go away until like the freaking controller dries out. Okay, my feet are like freaking sopping wet. I want to get out of these boots like right away, so that's why I'm gonna try to finish this video real quick. Okay, so yeah, we did the water crossing, and then we did the second water crossing. The second water crossing wasn't as bad because we went around the puddles. So that wasn't too bad, but I heard certain times of the year it's just so deep that it's impassable sometimes. Okay, but there wasn't a whole lot of the water wasn't very deep, is what I'm gonna say. All right. So what next? Yeah. So when we rode through the canyon, and then and then there was a couple of viewpoints and stuff. We passed by some people working on the railroad track, and then we rode up Slot Canyon. Okay, there's 2 slot canyons. Okay, we rode into the second slot canyon first because we went the other direction, and then I saw a dude camping out there. We rode up to, you can pretty easily ride up to the slot canyon. Okay, and then I found this other canyon that was some freaking hard enduro rock hopping shit, man. It was no joke, dude. And we were just hopping rocks all the way to like freaking to almost the end. Yeah, we made it all the way to the end. It was freaking awesome. Okay, and then We made it to the. I thought that was the first slot canyon. That wasn't. There was another one. So and then we rode up to that one. That one it's just kind of rocky, you know, and harder to get to. But it was a lot easier than the last one. I don't know what that other canyon that I rode, but it was fun. It was fun on this thing, man. This bike is just like a joy to ride over rocks and stuff, you know. And then we rode in the 195.64 canyon. The reason they call it 195 or 196.64 is that's the number of like the bridge. They have like numbers on the bridges and stuff, so you can go underneath the railroad track bridge, and then there's this canyon you can ride into. It's freaking crazy. And I rode into it until it became darkness, okay? And then we couldn't, like, we had to, like, start climbing and stuff. I was like, no, I'm not gonna ride anymore, that's it. I had to actually turn my lights on and stuff, and we were riding through the canyon. Oh, it was so much fun, dude, I'm telling you. I highly recommend you come out here and ride, you know, at least once, you know, and to explore all the stuff they have here. It's a lot of fun, the riding, okay? Be careful on an electric bike. You might run out of power, though, so don't go ripping around all over the place. Too much like HadesOmega, but yeah, I had a lot of fun on this thing, man. We rode a total of 18 miles, I believe. Yeah, 18.9 miles. Okay, and yeah, we made it to the other side of the canyon, and then that was it. And then tonight, we're gonna load the bikes up, and then we're gonna leave tomorrow. And we're gonna go to the next exit down the freeway, and we're gonna camp down there. So yeah, what happened at the end was we ran out of power. I pushed it back to the water crossing. Okay, we're back here again. And then my idea was, okay, we're gonna hike back. I'm gonna take my keys. It doesn't matter, the bike doesn't run anyways, there's no power. I'm gonna take my keys. We're gonna hike back to my campground and grab my second battery. I have 2 Lightspeed batteries, so I grabbed the second battery, put it in the backpack. The idea was to ride my KLX 140 through the water crossing, put the battery in, so that way I didn't have to carry the battery. That's what and then ride the KLX back here, and then walk back, at least so I don't have to carry the battery, right? I can ride the battery out there. And then the problem was the KLX didn't start. I don't know what happened, man. The battery, I think the battery's going bad on that KLX, the starter battery. So, but like what I wound up doing later was taking the seat off of it and jumping it, my jump starter, and then I rode the piss out of it like on the road so it could charge the battery. So hopefully it starts tomorrow. But I rode it, I ripped around with it today, so I think it should be fine. I kind of like riding the KLX better in the sand. It's heavier, but it just kind of like, it carries its momentum better through the sand than this. This doesn't carry its momentum very good, okay? Also, this is my first time riding, this is my first time riding in a desert with the Light B, period, okay? I'll tell you that. It's not a very good desert bike because it doesn't have very good range, okay? And it has a hard time riding through the sand, is what I'm gonna say. It just struggles, you can feel it struggling. The motor's working hard, and then it starts stuttering and stuff. You know, maybe a stock surround would be okay, I don't know. But yeah, I tried to ride it with like all the power and everything, and that, you know, that's what happened. You know, I ripped on it a couple times. I know we got the highest speed we hit was 50 miles an hour, okay, and we rode for like an hour and 30 minutes, and then we were out there for 3 hours total, okay. So I basically, you know, stopped. I took a break for half the time, and I rode half the time. But I think that was just all taking pictures and stuff. So yeah, it's very scenic, and it's very nice. I highly recommend it. It's really nice. But yeah, that's my first time riding the Light B through the desert, and it doesn't, you could ride it through the like deep sand, but don't slow down. If you slow down, it makes it hard to ride the bike there. It's pretty much for like any bike, you know. The Kenda's hooked up pretty good, Kenda Trackmasters, and the Shinko 456s, they did pretty good. The tires are great on this bike. I think I need to replace this Trackmaster, man. I am just destroying it. This tire is not durable at all. I'm not happy with this tire. It's a pretty good tire, but it's too fragile, man. Like the knobs are breaking on it and everything. So, and it's a front tire, so it's not designed, you know, to take that kind of footage. But I guess I don't know. But it runs okay. This is the first time I ran with the 54 tooth sprocket. I thought it was okay. I think for desert riding, you're probably gonna want a 62 sprocket, man. It's just struggling too much to get through the sand. I think a 62 sprocket would be better in the sand, but because when I raced that last hare scramble, the sand section, I had the 62, and I remember, oh dude, it just rips right through the sand section. but it'll do it. You just got to make sure you carry your speed so you don't get bogged down by the sand, or else the bike's gonna wind up working harder. If you can keep the RPMs up, be good. Okay. Really easy to ride. Really easy to ride over rocks. You know, all that technical stuff. No problem, dude. Oh yeah, this is the first time I used the Luna float seat off-road, okay, and you know what? I like it. It's here to stay. All right. I noted in an earlier video that like you can use it. It feels like a gas tank. You can rest. It's like a steg peg sort of. You can rest your knees on the seat now, and you could kick the seat around, and then like if you need to hold your body up with your legs, you can do it because you have something to grip now, and then that takes the pressure off your wrist and your back. You know, you can use your legs to kind of hold yourself up, so you know your back or your hands don't get tired as fast. I like it a lot. Good job, Lunicycle. It makes it a much better dirt bike, that's for sure. Riding standing up is awesome, and it's a little more comfortable than the stock seat. I'm not gonna lie, it's not super duper comfortable, but it definitely is more comfortable than the stock. I think my stock seat is like the foam is all compressed now from me sitting on it all the time. But it is a great seat. Okay, it's the first time using it off road, and what I had remembered when I took it for a test ride is that yeah, I feel like this will make this bike a better off-road bike, and it did. Okay. So I highly recommend it for dirt biking, okay? For riding around the street, I feel it's, it could be more comfortable. I could just put a seat cover when I ride on the street, but yeah, and it looks trick too. Okay, we rode through a lot of water. I have to go through that damn water crossing again, okay? I got my feet wet again, but it was no problem, we got through it. I did find out that, I guess the battery's been hopping up and down, and it cut itself on the battery cover. There's these little ribs. I took a picture of it. And it cut the wire. It cut the jacket open. Okay, it didn't cut the wire yet, but it cut it's like sliced the wire open. The jacket. So I'm gonna put some electrical tape around that. Good thing it was the ground too, and the cover's plastic. So I'm gonna put some electrical tape around that tonight, and then I'm gonna snip those ribs off. Okay, the support ribs for the thing. I don't rest anything on top of it anyways. Okay. Right now I got the smaller Lightspeed battery in the bike. So. Okay. So yeah, today we're gonna jump today. We're gonna pack the bikes up, and then we're gonna move to the next. I think it's called Rasor OHV. We're gonna head to Rasor OHV. It's just right around the corner on Rasor Road. Okay. And from what I saw, it's just a lot of desert riding, and we will be riding the KLX next time because we're gonna go back to the Mojave Road, and we're gonna ride as much of it as we can until we get to the preserve, and then come back. Okay, I don't have spare fuel though, that's the thing, so hopefully we don't run out of fuel. I think that bike is pretty good on fuel, hopefully, but this is my first time riding the KLX 170 in the desert. It does okay. It doesn't have a whole lot of power, unfortunately, but it's easy to handle, and it's more comfortable to ride than this bike through the desert. And like I said, it carries its speed through the sand a lot better than this one. It's just heavier, it's got gears. That's what I'm say. It's got gears. All right, so yeah, I had a great time today. Afton Canyon, man, check it out. It's a few exits from Baker, where the world's tallest thermometer is. Check it out. Come down here. It's like 3 miles to go down to this campground and just set up camp and go ride. You don't have to ride a light bee, ride a dirt bike out here. Of course, there's a water crossing. If you don't like doing water crossings, don't come here because there are some major water crossing. I think that is the longest water crossing I've ever done. Okay, yeah, I think it is, because honestly, I wouldn't even want to do that on the R650. I probably would have done better on that though, because it's a 650cc, and the DR is taller. So I think that the DR actually would have done better on that. But I would still be like kind of scratching my head, looking, because HadesOmega psychs himself out doing water crossings. If I can't see what's underneath the water, or like, you know, it kind of freaks me out, you know. I was like, well, what's in there? What if it just goes straight down, you know? So you just kind of can't think about that. You just have to keep on going. Don't stop. That's the important thing. If you do stop, you drop the bike and then it gets flooded with water. So, okay, so this is the second day of the Mojave adventure ride, dirt bike adventure ride. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow will be the third day, and it will be the longest. It might be the longest. It's going to be longer than today, but we're going to ride the KLX, so hopefully that won't run out of gas. Yeah, Light Bee will take a break tomorrow, and then we'll try to ride the Light Bee into the preserve as far as we can, and then come back. I don't know if we're going to make the whole thing. What I might do is we might strap the second battery to my back on the backpack, and then we'll ride the Mojave Trail. And then when we go through one battery, we'll just go back, pretty much. But my goal is to ride the whole Mojave road. Like I said, I rode 75% of it on my DR650, going that direction, you know. And then so I rode this direction, okay, and I rode a little bit that way, but there's still some ways left to go, okay. And I want to say, you know, I rode the whole thing, because last time I skipped this section. That's why I'm doing this one now. But I'm doing it on dirt bike, so it should be easier. But oh man, there's a lot of sand, dude. Yeah. But that enduro stuff out there, oh, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it on this bike. All right, HadesOmega out. Okay, another problem with this bike is the brake lever, man. What happened to it? It's so soft now. I have to go adjust the little nut. I think the nut got loose or something. I'm not sure. The rear one is still fine. It does that sometimes, I notice. Maybe I'll check the brake pads out. I might have worn out the brake pads or something. Maybe I lost the brake pad. I'm not sure, man, but I'll take a look at it. It seems to brake fine, but... Alright. Yeah, that's another problem with the bike, this. Okay, and then I'll look everything else over. Probably check for loose spokes and stuff. Oh yeah, they're tight. No, they're tight. I don't see anything loose. Nice. Usually the spokes get really loose on it. I kind of tempted to buy another set of dirt wheels because I think these dirt wheels are they're worn out, man. Alright, let's make out. Oh yeah, another problem with the bike. Kickstand is really hard to get down. I'm going to put some WD-40 on that or chain lube. Oh, dude, it's really hard to get up. Alright, too much dirt. Oh yeah, I'm back at the campsite. But anyway, another problem with this bike, this kickstand doesn't hold itself up in the sand, dude. You have to go find a rock every time you stop, or else it'll just fall down. It sucks, man. I hate it. But it's the same thing for the KLX. KLX is heavier too, so it's kind of worse. But this one you just go straight through the sand. So I gotta find like a rock or something. I think this is a rock. It's like a rock. Or else it'll just sink right into the sand. So maybe somebody could make a bigger kickstand foot for this, you know, so it doesn't fall down in the sand, you know. I think there's water coming out of the wheel. I told you I rode through so much freaking water. It's inside the wheel, man. All right, probably should check out the belt too. All right.